Hello friends, welcome to Coding Host YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain you a G4G problem. Minimize the heights too. So in this question, we will get an array denoting the heights of n towers and a positive integer k. We have to modify the height of each tower either by increasing or decreasing them by k only once. After modifying height should be a non-negative integer. Then we have to find the minimum possible difference of the height of shortest and longest towers after you have modified each tower. So in the example 1 you can see that we have k variable equal to 2 and we have a array and its length is 4. So in this array we have these 4 elements. If you see the difference between the smallest and largest tower here, so largest element is 10, smallest is 1, so 10 minus 1 will become 9. So here difference is 9, so we have to somehow decrease this difference. So we have this variable k equal to 2. So with this variable either we can increase height of any tower or we can decrease the height of any tower, but after doing that element cannot become negative. Suppose this tower is having height 1 and if we subtract 2 from it, then it will become minus 1, so we cannot do it. So we cannot decrease its height, but we can increase its height. So after doing the modification with every height, you can see that smallest height is 3 and largest height is 8. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So now 5 is the smallest difference between these towers, and you can see that here expected time complexity will be big of n log n and expected auxiliary space is big of n. So now let's write the program. So in the program, first we will take a if statement. If n equal to 1, suppose that in the array we only have one element, so in that case we cannot find the difference of the height, so that time we will return 0. Then we will sort this array first, arrays dot sort, and in this I will pass this array. After that I will take int difference variable. So you can see that after sorting, the smallest element will be at index 0 and the largest element will be at index n minus 1. So here first we will find the difference of the largest and smallest tower height. So I will write here array of n minus 1 minus array of 0. So array of n minus 1 is the index of the largest element, and at index 0 we will have the smallest element. So in this difference variable we will get that difference. After that I will take two variables, int min and max. Then I will take a for loop for int I equal to 1 and I less than n and I plus plus. Now in this for loop we will modify the height of the towers and we will also find the minimum and maximum height. So first I will write here max equal to math dot max array of I minus 1 plus k and array of n minus 1 minus k, and after that I will write minimum equal to math dot min, and here I will pass array of I minus k and array of 0 plus k. Then here I will find the difference, so difference equal to max minus min, and after that we will return our difference variable. We have to take a if statement. If array of I minus k is larger than or equal to 0, then inside this if statement we have to write these lines. In front of this difference we have to write like this, math dot min difference and max minus min. Now let's run this program. So you can see that this program is working fine. Now let's see how this program is working. So you can see that in this program we are getting k equal to 2 and size of the array is 4, and in this array we have these 4 elements. Then first we have taken a if statement. If n is equal to 1, so you can see that length of this array is 4, it is not equal to 1, so this if statement will not execute. Then first we are sorting this array. So why we are sorting this array? So we are sorting this array so we can easily find the location of smallest and largest element, because after sorting smallest element will come at index 0 and the largest element will come at last index. So from that we can easily find the difference of the smallest and largest height. So in the difference variable we will get difference of this element at this index is n minus 1. So n is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3, at index 3 element is 10, and at index 0 element is 1. So 10 minus 1 will become 9. So in this difference variable we have 9. After that we have taken two variables, min and max. Then we are starting our for loop from I equal to 1. So this for loop is starting from 1. First, in this if statement we will check that if we subtract k from the element at index I, it should not become negative, because in the question they have told that after modification in any height it should remain a non-negative integer. So at index I is 1, at index 1 element is 5, so 5 minus 2 will become 3, and it is larger than 0. Yes. Then we are checking the max element. So how we are checking the max element? So what we will do is, at element which is at index I minus 1, we are adding k inside that element, and from the largest element we have at index n minus 1. So in that element we will subtract k, because we are trying to find that if we add this variable in any height, will we get a new large height than this present large height. So at index I minus 1, I minus 1 will become 0. At index 0 we have 1. So 1 plus 2 will become 3, and array of n minus 1. So at index n minus 1 we have element 10. So 10 minus 2 will become 8. Now from this 2 element, which is the larger element, so 8 is larger element. So in this max variable we will get 8. Now we will find minimum element. So in the present element we will subtract this value, and in the smaller element of the array we will add this value. So at index I, which is 1, element is 5. So 5 minus 2 will become 3. Then array of 0 plus k. So at index 0 we have 1. So 1 plus 2 will become 3. So both these elements are equal. So minimum element will remain 3. So in the minimum variable we will get 3. Then we will find the difference of these two values. 8 minus 3 will become 5. Now it will check that which is minimum, present value of difference variable or new value which is max minus min. So you can see that a new value max minus min, which is 5, is the smaller value. So now in the difference variable we will get 5. After that I plus plus, so I will become 2. Now at index 2 we have element 8. So 8 minus 2 will become 6, and it is positive. Then this if statement is true, then it will find the max element. So from the element I minus 1 it will add 2. Previous element was 5. So 5 plus 2 will become 7. Then largest element is 10. So 10 minus 2 will become 8. So from this two element, so 8 is larger. So in the max variable 8 will remain as it is. Then it will find the minimum element. So from the present element it will subtract 2. So present element is 8. So 8 minus 2 will become 6. Then in the smallest element it will try to add 2. So 1 plus 2 will become 3. So from this two element, which is the smaller element, so 3 is smaller. So in the minimum element 3 will remain as it is. After that it will find the difference again. So you can see that 8 minus 3 will become 5. So still difference will remain 5 in this variable. After that I plus plus, so I will become 3. So at this index element is 10, and if we try to subtract 2 from this element 10, we will get 8, which is a positive element. So this if condition is true, then it will try to find the max element. So you can see that in the previous element, which was 8, if we try to add 2 in that element, so 8 plus 2 will become 10, and in the largest element, which is 10, so 10 minus 2 will become 8. Now from this two element, which is the larger element, so larger element is 10. So in the max variable we will get 10. After that now it will find the minimum element. So in the present element we will try to subtract 2. So present element is 10. So 10 minus 2 will become 8. Then in the smallest element we will try to add 2. So smallest element is 1. So 1 plus 2 will become 3. Now from this two element, which is smaller, 3 is smaller. After that we will find the difference. So 10 minus 3 will become 7. So you can see that this 7 is not smaller than this difference variable. So this difference variable will remain 5. Then I plus plus, so I will become 4. Then this for loop will break, and in the last we will return our difference variable, in which we have 5. Now let's try to submit this program. So you can see that this program has submitted successfully, And if we try to check the time complexity of this program, so here we are using array.sort function, which is using time complexity of big of n log n, and this for loop is using a big of n. So overall time complexity of this program will be big of n log n, and the space complexity will be big O of 1, because here we are using only three variables: difference variable and min and max variable. So thanks for watching.